Hello everyone and welcome to another figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at more pops, this time Marvel pops, including Daredevil, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. pops, Agent Carter, Avengers, Ant-Man, and more, so let's begin. So we start off with the newest on this line that we have is Marvel's Daredevil from the TV show that's aired on Netflix. This is a very impressive pop. This is the costume that you see at the end of the season. The amount of details that are done on this costume is really great with the red and black tones on it. His Daredevil sticks are pretty cool too, very nicely performed. He's from the front and back, he has all the great details on the costume. Even on his head, there's great detail of his mask. And it's actually very interesting because it's the best way we have to look at Daredevil's costume, because most of the costume was at the very end and it was at night, very dark, so you cannot appreciate enough the costume. So with this pop you can really appreciate it more. The quality of the pop is great. The head is made of more softer plastic, so it can sometimes get a little bit shiny if it has a little bit of glue from the creators, but nothing terrible. It's just basically the texture of the head, but regardless it looks really great, and if you love the show you need to get this one. Next up we have Agent Carter, which is currently airing his season 2. This is a very nice pop of Agent Carter. The costume is from the one on the posters with the blue and red hat. She has on her hand part of Captain America's blood, which was part of the show, which is a very nice unique detail because that was very important to her. Nice texturing of her hair over here. Costume wise I could have maybe used a little bit more detail, but it still has great details. She actually has earring. The hat has some pretty okay details as well. Painting on the hat could have been a little bit better for all the lines that are painted in, and she can sometimes be hard to stand, but thankfully she comes with a stand that can help her out. But regardless, if you love Agent Carter, I think this is a wonderful pop and pretty rare that we might get another figure of her. Next up we have Agent May from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is a pretty okay pop. There's not much detail to her body. She has her season 1 costume, which is okay, I guess. She still has a few details like the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo here by the side. And her boots are shiny while the pants are not shiny, so there's a difference in terms of the painting right there. Her hair has nice texture too. The only thing I don't really like is that her eyes don't really go with her character at all, because she's pretty much an Asian character, so I find it pretty odd that they stick with this type of eye character. Her head sometimes gives me trouble also because her head is always looking down, and that's not really the best display position for her. But otherwise it's still a nice pop. Next up we have Agent Coulson, our protagonist in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Coulson is actually very nice. I think it's one of the great pops. I like that his body, he has his ID and you can see very tinily Phil Coulson's photo in there. His suit is very nice with the detail of his tie and shirt and all the buttons, pants, belt. It's pretty nice detail. A bit odd that it looks more blue, but it's fine. I like blue. Great details on his shoes too because they're shiny. His head has simple hair, but it has nice texture, the hair. I like the detail that he has his earpiece. And the sunglasses, I think it's a very nice cool detail. I like how they're 3D, they're not pasted in, they're actually standing out of the figure. A very great figure for Coulson fans. Moving along we have Deadpool. This Deadpool pop has been around for quite some time, but since the movie is out I know you're probably curious if it's worth it. He has great details on this particular pop. Great details of all his weapons all around his body, all the ammo all over the place. Great weapons. Even on the back you can see where he can place his katana swords, which I think is very cool. Anyway, he has great details. The weapons are very nicely detailed. I like the little logo on his belt. I like that He has detail on his hat on the back. That's a very nice detail. I think this is a wonderful Deadpool pop. If you're really a big fan of Deadpool, you definitely should have one of these. Next off, we have Ant-Man, which is one of my favorite pops. It was my favorite pop of the year, but I wanted to give you a closer look at it. The costume on it is amazing. It has such great level of detail I never seen before in a pop. All the lines, all the mechanical stuff, all the coloring differences between the costume overall is simply impressive. And the helmet, oh god, the helmet has so many details on it. It has all the screws, all the mechanic going on behind the helmet. You really feel that this is very detailed. This is a very detailed Ant-Man costume. There's just about not much details missing from the whole experience. And I like that you can see his eyes through those red lenses. Truly an item to collect if you really love Ant-Man. You really need this one. Last but certainly not least, we have Hawkeye from Age of Ultron. Hawkeye looks really wonderful, the costume. This is one of the rare figures of him having this Age of Ultron costume. I like the details on his hands, of the items he uses to throw arrows. On the back he has a big pile of arrows all together, and there's very little tiny details all around the costume which make it really special. His bow looks very great too. His head is pretty simple, not much to him because he's not that advanced of character. I like a lot his haircut overall. It has some nice texture on the hair and it's very nicely brushed, I would say. Overall, very cool figure for Hawkeye fans. Overall, I think this is a very nice batch of Marvel pop figures. Something I don't really like about the Marvel pops is that they're bubble heads. It's nice for them to have movement, but sometimes that makes their heads be a little bigger and a bit hard to store. It really makes you need to display them, otherwise they could be in danger if you don't keep them on the box. But otherwise, very nice collectibles. Marvel fans definitely have a lot to check out with these pops. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe, like, and comment below for more figure reviews.